Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we start Lego Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues. I guess that's the only subtitle you could really choose here, because Lego Indiana Jones 1 was the original trilogy, and the only other Indiana Jones movie that has come out up to this point is the Crystal Skull. We're going to take a moment just to show the video settings we'll start with. 1080p, 60 hertz is my only option. Vertical sync going. Seems like that vertical sync bug in Indiana Jones 1 might have a similar bug in Indiana Jones 2. Enhanced graphics, for whatever those mean, is on. Everything is at default except for I'm going to have Edge anti-aliasing on. That is not default. And audio at 5, although now instead of saying number 5, it is just a indicator with a middle adjuster. And playing with the controller, so let's begin. New game, start. Now, haven't played any of this game, so hopefully we might luck out and have no lag at all. This is very strange. This is what I had suggested in the previous recording, is why do we never see Lego box things in the game? But this is an interesting menu. There's several boxes here that have to be something, but we have to start with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and that's no real good place to start, but we'll do it since we have no better choice. And I don't believe I've ever played this game, actually. I believe this is a first for me, yes. I have played with all the other characters, and you can see we're looking at like a completely different menu, and I have no idea what these pictures are. Are they chapter selects? Is this the entire story of part 1? Are the collectibles the things in shadow on the left? As far as characters, we have Mac and we have Indiana Jones, and then all kinds of vehicles. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I've never played this game, so I have no idea what's about to happen. But if it doesn't lag, I'll just be happy with that. If it only lags a little bit, I would be sort of happy with that. Everything looks a lot better here. Like, way, way better. Oh no, a pot's been broken. And Indy shows up with Mac. These things look really, really nice. In the background, the texture is good. We've got that new style of Lego pieces where they bend a little bit more and they're glossier. And we kind of have an overworld. And I'm kind of feeling some lagginess, but maybe just a lack of smoothness. And it's a big difference from Indiana Jones 1. So much a big difference. I wonder if what's going to end up happening is, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. Wow, there's like green and red bricks everywhere. So now I know what to punch. Like, things are breaking at different rates than, instead of just like 1 or 2 punches of breaking something. This apparently needs to be put somewhere. Or can just be picked up for no reason. So we have got a banana. Was there a monkey? Are we gonna have to throw a bunch of monkeys? Throw a bunch of things to the monkey. Alright, banana, monkey. How do I throw it? Oh, it's the new targeting system too. So hold down to mark what you want and throw it. Wow. This must have come out quite a while after the first game. Because we're seeing a massive improvement in graphics, a massive improvement in gameplay mechanics. This wasn't just like Lego Batman 1 came out and they'd made improvements. So I have to buy things with studs. I don't want to do that. We played poorly last time in Indiana Jones 1. And I want to save all my studs. Indiana Jones now has this whipping action he can do where he's just rotating his whip in circles. And see, are we at Barnet College? Or are we at some other college? Here, this looks like Mutt's motorcycle shop, or it's going to relate to Mutt in some way. Mutt being Indiana Jones's son who appears in the second in the Crystal Skull. Alright. So unless Matt can fix things, which he can't. See, that just went to a question mark. So I pull that. Will that open this doorway? No, it won't. So we need a book to translate the hieroglyphs so that concept isn't changed. I like the idea of running around and just hitting X. That is a nice way to do it. However, it doesn't seem like I can collect everything, so hopefully all my actions will save here. But maybe not. So, I don't recall a scene in the Crystal Skull like this. And I don't recall Mac happening at all. But maybe there was... Yeah, this did happen in the movie. Yeah, okay. And here we have these gophers that they were CG in the movie and everybody hated them and they thought they were ridiculous and childish. It's another clear example of Steven Spielberg going to the kids in an extreme way. I mean, he might as well just make cartoons at the rate he was making this so child friendly. There you have a gopher pretending to be the hood ornament of the car in the pattern of the famous car. An ice cream man is upset the gopher stole his ice cream. So we're not fighting the Nazis, which, okay, this is set a couple decades later. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to fight the Nazis. At this point, if Indiana Jones was still fighting the Nazis, it would be something like Captain America and the Red Skull group, some splinter organization that's still happening. Ironically, though, if Indiana Jones was set in modern times, there probably are a few neo-Nazi groups that he could still be fighting. And they go... So these are Russians, and we have this introduction of a psychic lady who... We've really not seen anybody with any psychic powers at all in the first three movies at all. Just in... We've seen supernatural things, sure, but we haven't seen psychic. And there's a slight difference there. And she's forcing these two to find the Crystal Skull in Area 51, which is where apparently all the supernatural items are kept. And see, and so we're working for the Russians against our against our wills. We're in a level now, we can see, because I have the True Adventure bar, or whatever it's going to be called, uh, filling up. The bar is at the bottom of the screen, which kind of feels like a mistake. And we get our first lag. Wouldn't be a Lego game at this rate if it wasn't lagging. I will say though that as far as lags go, not too bad. I mean, certainly we could do without any lagging, but so what do I do if I do this? Yes, that works. Interesting. So an X to jump and an X to whip. And it works. No, A to jump and the X to whip. And pretty much if you're off the ground at all, it seems to work. I might actually get away with just turning off the edge enhancement, the FX anti-aliasing, and that might stop lagging completely. That'd be great. We're seeing a major improvement at the very least for what we're getting if we have to suffer through lagging. Because Lego Indiana Jones was not a high enough quality game to justify that frustration. But there's some weirdness here because we're gonna do the Crystal Skull. We're gonna suffer through this movie, and then as a video game it might be a little bit better anyways. But then we've got to do something with the old movies. It's just got to happen. Well, also, let's just be honest. I watched the trailer of this game, and I know it touches on some of the old movies and redoes some of the scenes of the old movies. This Area 51 is kind of big, but I don't know. How big would a secret warehouse be? If the U.S. government, which it probably does have secret warehouses, how big would they be? I would imagine they're not as large as you think. I would think that they would want to intentionally separate things apart instead of putting things all together. And even when I've seen the inside of like some what am I building here? Some kind of machine? When I've seen the inside of some museums and stuff, the items that they collect and keep in storage aren't so big that it requires giant crates. And this would certainly not be in it. Let's see. I did see a library that was 3 stories big, and I've seen like Amazon warehouses for Amazon.com are like 4 miles long with 2 stories on them, so you certainly could get pretty big. A lot bigger than what we're seeing here. If the fact that you can see the end of that wall shows it's not as big as we have in modern times, but this is also set in the past. Let's see, switch to Mac and shoot his gun. And what did that do? And what is this? It looks like the staffs that we saw. We get another lag. I think I probably have to build this. Then we get another lag again. So immediately we start down this. The secret code is now specifically in the menu. It's not part of anything. We'll come over here and turn off this and accept and then double check and then leave that. But Still, I feel like the lagging has something either to do with my system or the physics being tied to it. I'm starting to wonder if very possibly, so staffs of Ra, what these are called, if this is actually, and so we bring this thing to life using the staff of Ra, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does go to show that we'll probably do a lot of uses of the staff of Ra, which will be cool. Because that was something sorely missing in the first game, is we never got to reenact that scene. Let's see, what is it saying? Find water buckets? Find some water bottles to throw at the fire and put it out. Alright. And throw. And throw. Where's the target? It's just in the middle of the air. There. Okay, works. So if the Staff of Ra is here, you can probably assume that the Ark of the Covenant is here, which is the big comedic twist that we see later on as we leave this level. Now, this game still is level-based, obviously, because I'm getting things, and let's see. Those things wouldn't be. Alright, so I guess I have to hit this to switch between the different weapons. There's still no hold down Y to switch characters, and no let's see, if I hold down B it doesn't do anything either, so it's cycle through weapons. This is cool. Entire concepts are getting added that weren't ever even thought of in the first game, and we're at the very beginning, and we're seeing a massive improvement. We've seen in other LEGO games some massive improvements on just things you can do and how it works. He's not really rotating very well. I would have expected him to swing a little bit more. This may have come out, if I'm to guess. Alright, so we released all the metal pieces, and all the metal pieces go to a single box. Hopefully that doesn't end this level, but it might. So the crystal skull is strangely super magnetic, and yet they would put it in a place full of crates that are, one would assume, are made of like metallic things. The nails on the crates, at the very least, you'd think were metal. Still want to get the True Adventure. Not a big deal really if I don't get it, but we could hit pause here and see if there's any more collectibles that need to be collected, but it's not giving me any hints to that fact. So we'll have to just keep a keen eye out and see if there's definitely a lot of extra stuff this way. But I haven't seen a single golden chest. I haven't seen any gold bricks. And either that is by design, or there's just not any in this game, which would be a little weird. It'd be weird if the game has taken so many steps forward, and then we find that it actually took one step back and is missing a bunch of collectibles and things that are in all the other LEGO games. Anyways, I was saying I suspect this might be somewhere between Batman 2 and Batman 3. If I was just to give a rough estimate, it might even be a little bit later than that. Press Y to jump into a nearby vehicle. Or beast. Alright, so when he gets off of that, it resets. So we'll just leave that heavy tricycle, ever so heavy tricycle, sitting there. Here we've got some swinging chains. The little movement there is appreciated. And see, this is solid glass under that, so that's good to know. Seems like I might need to get both metal pieces. Let's see. I'm so close to True Adventure. Let's see. Gun doesn't allow me to shoot that. So all those pieces get magnetized over there too. And it seems like Indy's going for the ride. I don't believe that was intentional. And see, we're not having actual talking, or she's speaking in Russian right now. And see, she pays Mac. Turns out Mac was working for the Russians. And all these forks and knives and things are magnetizing to it. And the Sputnik. In a weird way, I think the game is also gonna be a little bit more comedic now. I think they're gonna be a little bit less serious in Lego Indiana Jones. Who's this guy? I don't know who he is. But he's got keys to a car. And so we start off great. I haven't seen any lagging. Is that Han Solo and Carbonite right there? That would be a Star Wars reference. Alright, so we got a little bit more to play here at boss fight. But I haven't seen any more lagging. Let's see if we can pick these up. Nope. And I'm dropping more studs than I was in Lego Indy. Lego Indy Indiana Jones 1. See, I have the staff, but unless I'm supposed to swing and hit it back to him, I don't think that's part of the goal. Strangely, the way this level looks, either I would have to play it without dying at all, which seems a little crazy, or there's something more to it. Am I supposed to have both characters come over here and pull on this? I don't think so, because the other guy just jumps down. They were doing it so well too. And now I'm confused. And alright. Reverse just enough to be on this. And then get on this one, and there's a lag. The lagging is not terrible, but it's not great either, and definitely not acceptable. Still, I still have to make the statement that I think you're probably better playing this on Xbox 360 versions and for the entire LEGO series. Looks like we've got a slightly more compact lever design, although it still looks kind of simplistic. I would like a few more LEGO pieces in it. We have a very complicated looking ladder here compared to what was in LEGO Indiana Jones 1. We also should mention the music is playing non-stop again. Man, they really don't let up on this. The explosions on these grenades are a little bit smaller and they look a little flashier, but they're not as loud, nor are they as dangerous. But making jumping directly into one still is totally deadly. Where's this guy going? Oh. That was weird. Like, how would you know to do that if you hadn't just recently watched the movie? And so they've now gone into a basement of this warehouse, Area 51, that's testing this, some kind of jet car item. And see, this is a whole fight scene that would have been really cool in the movie, but doesn't really mean much in the game. So I have to avoid the bullets and the fire. And we've got the numbers counters flickering, all kinds of numbers. And see, he's whipping you with a chain, and now he's chained up, so let's be careful not to allow that to happen again. So it looks like we have to stand on those two platforms to trigger. Come on, hop up to break myself free of this. Some foreground stuff. It is true adventure. So I have to come over here and stand on this and stand on this. And what does it do? What are we trying to do? Like, I have a whip. Am I supposed to whip this guy? Am I supposed to broom this guy? Like, I've tried whipping, I've tried brooming. And stand on this. And come over here and break this and it's like, this doesn't make any sense. Is there something I'm supposed to hit? Let's take a moment out for a lag to figure out what we're supposed to do. Like, see. Okay, so we've got to get him down here, and then we've got to burn him and horribly scar this guy to death. Alright, so you've got to whip him from a really far range and then burn him some more. And see, this seems cruel to have to do this 3 times. And it seems cruel to do this 1 time. Alright. But we got him off the thing. And now we're on this. And he's whipping with the chain again. And he's gonna get dragged. And see, it's shown comedically here, but this would be horribly awful in real life. And see, that gets them far, far away from Area 51 and over the fence, and the rocket car goes up in the air and explodes. And it's there. Interesting. And see, Raiders of the Lost Ark box unlocked in the warehouse. Creator box unlocked in the warehouse. And this is just where the game is going to put us. And I kind of appreciate this idea. It's totally a different way. Instead of having distinct levels, it's saying, yes, you just play the level, but that doesn't mean anything to us. We're going to move you forward. This feels a lot like how Lego The Lord of the Rings felt, where entire levels felt like they could have just been easily put into the overworld and you would have never even seen levels. But they're still telling you, yes, we just played the level, so that gives me a good place to end this recording. And so we now know we'll touch Raiders of the Lost Ark, and we'll have a creator box unlocked, whatever a creator box is. And so far so good. It looks a lot better. It doesn't lag as much. Hopefully it stays that it gets better and not worse on that factor. And we're seeing a lot of new mechanics and gameplay things. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.